Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Roberto, and today we will be reacting to boxing's biggest mismatches. So, without further ado, let's get into the video.
Shane, a skeptic or a cynic, and I am one or both of those right here would say, okay, you beat a C-rated fighter. So what? Well, I mean, you're trying to get wider public acceptance. You fight a guy nobody ever heard of. He's unknown. He's unranked, and you knocked him out. Big deal.
Bruh. Yo, this dude's a savage. What the fuck? Damn, Larry was a savage.
Gonzalez had an incredibly busy year from late 2013 to the end of 2014, fighting former unified champion Francisco Rodriguez Jr., Oscar Blanket, a Fight of the Year nominee against WBC lineal champion Akira Yayagashi, and Rocky Fuentes to end the year off. Roman decided to have a homecoming bout to celebrate his accomplishment of becoming a champion in 3 different weight classes. Well deserved of an easy fight, but holy crap, they couldn't find a guy with a more attractive record. Valentin Leon's record is of something you'll see playing online on Fight Night. The man had 29 wins, 29 losses, and 3 draws. Well, at least he doesn't have a losing record. Roman dragged the
Bruh.
guy out to get the fans their money's worth and finished him off in the 7th round. Well, at least with this one, he had a promotable record at 29-1, but I honestly do not know what Hernandez did to earn the title shot. Berto's WBC mandatory opponent.
So I was the only one who noticed that he's becoming a part of this. Damn.
Seluk Aydin since 2009. Early in 2010, Berto was supposed to unify against Sugar Shane Mosley. The fight was canceled due to Berto's native country attacked by an earthquake in January. He went there immediately to give aid. Again, I don't know how this works out because Aydin is the mandatory. I assume he paid his team to step aside, forcing him to follow with it. And there you go with the Freddie Hernandez fight. Like I said, Hernandez fought like he didn't belong there, and Berto put him away
Oh,
in the first round. Berto fought Carlos Quintana earlier that year in April, but by WBC rules, he needs to make one mandatory defense annually or be stripped. Due to the whole selection of opponents with Berto fights, this is the first time HBO actually called out Al Heyman. Al Heyman's a manager and advisor, a power broker in boxing, in case you don't know who he is. And there's a backlash in boxing, I think, at times against Al Heyman fighters because he seems to wield influence out of proportion with others in boxing. He's able to get one of his fighters an 8-round fight, practically unheard of on HBO against an overmatched opponent. A fight usually that wouldn't be seen on HBO. And inform the viewers, which they usually never do, about behind the scenes boxing.
hmm.
Andre Berto for years has been criticized for not fighting top opposition, for handpicking. Andre Berto's not handpicking anyone. He'll fight anyone. That's the people around Andre Berto being careful. And so there's been a backlash against Heyman fighters, which is deserved in one way, but in another way, kind of unfair to the fighters. Somehow, the WBA threw Duran into the rankings, and a commission sanctioned this fight. Now you have a 1998 Roberto Duran at the age of 47 fighting the champion William Joppy. Duran had not a single win in this
47? What
fight
the?
and gets put away in the 3rd round. I don't know why Joppy is celebrating. That win is just as valuable and meaningful as doing a movie with Marlon Brando.
I get it, yeah, 47, but at least he can have that under his resume. You know what I mean? Oh, I beat a Duran, Roberto Duran. It's like I don't know. It looks good, but then when you actually look into it, you're like, ooh, he's 47. But
90s. Well, Lewis had no shame, and he would often title these fights himself as the bum of the month. Galento, in his own right, is a legend, a person of boxing history, needed an opponent, and the network needed a slot in their card to fill in, and Well, there you go. HBO briefly going over Wayne's resume, and that's literally all you need to know.
Notable fights. Meldrick Taylor and Livingston Bramble. Those would have been great wins in about 1990 or 1986. But in 2002, you just shake your head and say, oh my gosh, where did they find them?
First round TKO for Zab Judah.
Is the left fight these days?
Are you ready for
That's it right there. That's it right there for sure.
There's the big knockdown, and that's the end of the fight.
Pacquiao had just became the WBC flyweight champion. It looks to be a stay busy homecoming slash non-title tune-up fight. Todd McKillum had 7 wins, 4 losses.
Bro, what's up with
He
this
won one
quality?
of his last 3 fights. Pacquiao would drop him in the second round, then finish him off in the third. This fight was for the vacant WBA Intercontinental title. Even Klitschko was self-aware how much of a joke this matchup is. He said if he didn't beat Molly, he would threaten to retire from the sport. Klitschko beats Molly in 97 seconds. Molly
Bro, what the fuck?
about his entire stadium for poor performance. This fight was memed right when it was announced. Zerafa was a part-time exotic dancer and a part-time boxer. He was ranked number 87
Bro, what the fuck is this?
in the world.
You're lying, dog.
When a fight is such an
Pretty boy?
incredible mismatch from the get-go, I believe the ref should step in and protect the fighter quicker than usual so they can fight another day. Burkina stepped in a bit late, and the unfortunate aftermath is you have a young 23-year-old fighter being hauled off in a stretcher.
I get that, you know what I mean? It's always. I understand that refs have a difficult fight, you know what I mean? They're supposed to pick and choose what the right thing to do is in the moment, you know what I mean? Like for this instance, maybe he should have stepped in a little bit earlier and maybe he wouldn't, left in the stretcher or whatever. But sometimes these refs do step in a little bit too early and then there's this whole controversy. So it's like, it's hard to pick and choose if it was the right moment sometimes. In this case, I don't know this dude, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Now, this is scary. You never like to see a fighter. Zerafa stretchered out.
Well, there you go. He was moving.
Ring. Peter Quillin wins by knockout. Frightening.
He looks like he's responsive. I mean, after you get knocked out like that, the procedure is to take you to a hospital. So I mean, it might look like it's serious, but it might look like they're taking over precautionary steps. So at least that's what it looks like.
Mayweather Pacquiao undercard, and my gosh, this very well could be the worst undercard ever assembled for a prize fight. This was during all the hype of Regan Diao versus Santa Cruz. You would think that would have been made since there's a large enough budget to give both guys a payday, or at least a WBC mandatory, or someone with the ranks worth noting. Nope, 10-round non-title bout against a boxer who is ranked 167 in the world. Gotta give Jose credit though, because he went all 10 rounds. This is a
Man, I remember watching the undercard of the fight. It was garbage. I mean, Santa Cruz was on that card. Lomachenko was on that card, and honestly, like I thought for the Mayweather Pacquiao fight, I thought the undercard was gonna be stacked, but I don't know. It was not like that. It was pretty boring, to be honest.
situation here, it would have never flown by with the IBF.
Unranked by the WBC and WBA, and yet he's fighting for Danny Garcia's junior welterweight title. Now, Teddy, there are criteria and qualifications you have to meet to fight in a title fight. One of them is that you have to be either a top 10 rated contender, a former champion,
Bro, look at his face. Look at Teddy's face.
current champion, among other things, he doesn't meet any of those criteria.
He's about to go off.
So
He's about to go off.
anyone see Al Heyman?
Holy crap.
Ooh.
And if it wasn't for the media backlash, they almost got away with it. Danny Garcia was facing number 40 ranked lightweight. Also, he fights at super feather too, Rod Salka. And somehow this magically got approved by the WBC and WBA.
He's not rated. I wanted to show you that 15 guys in each one of those organizations are rated. He's not one of them. He's not even close. What is the sense of having ratings when you don't live up to your own rules?
Garcia was supposed to face mandatory Victor Postal and somehow got out of that. Like I said, they almost got away with this till a wave of bad press came and both organizations took a step back and made it a 10-round non-title bout.
Any other sport, there'd be an attorney general would be showing up somewhere. We have to investigate this. Wait a minute. You can't just move a guy from nowhere to all of a sudden where he's going to fight for a world title. Fortunately, in this sport, with no proper supervising, no proper watchdog, no proper policing, you can do those things.
This isn't the case of a talented champion from a division below, like in the old days, like the welterweight champion challenging the middleweight champion, middleweight versus light heavyweight. No, that's not the case at all. Danny does the obvious and knocks out Salka.
It was
The
bad.
commentators somehow called this a statement being made. That is not a statement. A statement being made doing your job as champion, fighting your mandatory opponent, and knocking him out in the fashion you did to that number 40 ranked fighter from another weight class. Now that's a statement.
Aren't you embarrassed by this? A great fighter having to fight.
A mandatory that's by the rules. I have to fight because they would do like Roy Jones didn't want him to do before he fought John Ruiz.
Don't tell me about John. Anybody else.
If I didn't fight Larry, stop being ignorant. If I didn't fight.
Oh man, dude, it sounded like he's just something else, dude.
And defend my mandatory with the WBC, they would strip me. And I don't care what you say or anybody else say. This is my life, it's my prerogative. You do your job, I do mine.
Alright. Alright, that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys want to react to next in the comments below. And see you next time.